Alrighty, so in this second installment tutorial, last time we set up genlock and timecode in the Unreal, so now we're going to look at how to use Livelink XR in Unreal, and how we set it up in our original scene. So if you remember from the overview I did, I said we were running everything in editor, and that's how we were running, so we could make changes really quickly. So I'm going to show you how to set that one up today. So I'm just going to throw these into a folder. Here we go. Alright, keep them nice and clean. So we're going to need some more plugins. So first of all, make sure your Take Recorder plugin is enabled, because I'm going to be showing you how to record this as well. Yep. The other thing is make sure that the Livelink XR plugin is also enabled. So there it is, Livelink XR. Alrighty, so once you've done that, you need to make sure that your headset and everything is tracking prior to opening Unreal. So if you've opened Unreal and then you set up the VR headset, you're going to have to close Unreal and open it again so that it'll show up. So if you watch my my tutorial on using the Livelink XR plugin, so we just need to get the Livelink window, go Livelink XR source, we're going to leave it at 90 Hz update rate, and we only want the trackers. We're going to hit add, and there's our tracker. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is then show you how to set it up like we did before. So I'm going to create a new folder, keep things organized. I'll call this camera tracking, like so. We're going to go into it and create a new blueprint. It's going to be an actor, and we're going to call this tracked or camera tracker, I think. There we go. Alrighty, and we're going to open it. So in here we're going to type Livelink and add the Livelink controller in, like so. Now on the right hand side we're going to select our tracker, then under under transform role, that's the one. So under role controllers, transform role, Livelink, untick the world transform, like so. Then what we are going to do is we're going to add two arrow components. Okay, this one's going to be called our tracker, and this one's going to be called our camera. I'm going to change the camera to blue, like so. Next we need to add our offset. So this is where we're going to be adding our offset. So in my case, the camera is 7.5 centimeters underneath the tracker, so I'm going to put negative 7.5, and it is 6.5 centimeters behind the tracker, the sensor is. So I'm going to put negative 6.5 here. So the tracker is the red and the camera's sensor is the blue. Compile, save. On the event graph, okay, so to get this working in the editor, we need something that ticks in the editor. Lucky for us, Livelink works in the editor, so we can actually get a tick from that. So if you click on the Livelink component controller, on here is on Livelink updated, and hit the plus, and that's going to create this. And what this will do is send out a burst every time new information comes from the Livelink, which, because ours is updating 90 times a second, we're going to get basically an event tick on this, which is cool. So compile and save. Well, you don't have to compile and save every time. So what we're going to do is then add some basic smoothing in, just to get rid of the Vives jitter. If you want a more complex smoothing, I think his name is Duncan, has a really cool, it's called a €2 smoothing. So it, like the less movement it's doing, the more smooth it is. So it's like when you stop the camera, it smooths it out a lot, so it doesn't jitter when it's still, and then as you speed up, it sort of smooths out a bit, smooths out less when you're doing fast movements. Or Greg Corson has, I don't know, he was working on a Livelink one, I don't know if he's finished it or not. Check his out as well. I'm going to put, yeah, so there's two better options for smoothing. Otherwise we're going to be doing just a basic, and I'm going to have a crack at my own €2 smoothing, except not quite that complex, so I'll do a video on that as well. But we're going to do the original smoothing I came up with for this one. So we need some variables. We need the smoothing amount. We're going to need the camera. Whoops, sorry, our cine camera, I guess. Like so. We're going to need last transform. I think that's it. Alright, so smoothing amount has to be a float. And we're going to make it public so we don't have to open the blueprint to change it. Cine camera is going to be a cine camera actor. And it will also be public. And the last transform is going to be a transform, and it can stay private. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab the arrow component called camera, and we're going to get its world transform. So the reason we're getting world transform instead of local transform is because if we pass on the world transform to our cine camera, which is going to be outside of this blueprint, then we don't create a dependency on this camera tracker blueprint, which means when we record it in Take Recorder, it doesn't have to track this blueprint, which makes things really easy when we want to edit it later. Alrighty, so we're going to get our world transform. If you remember how do you do this, we're going to get our last transform and put it above it. We're going to lerp or linear interpolate between the two, one to the other, like so. We're going to use our smoothing amount. We're going to multiply it. Here we go, float by float. And we're going to plug the delta time into the top here, and then that goes into our alpha. So by default, this one should be, if we compile it, we can set a default value. I reckon about 15 to 20 would be just the right amount. So the lower this number is, the more smoothing is applied, and that means really fast camera movements aren't going to line up. So you want to find the right balance. So like so. Then what we do is we grab our cine camera, and then we're simply going to set the world transform, or the world location and rotation. Maybe it's set actor. There we go, set actor, location, and rotation. Perfect. So we're going to send that out to there. We're going to split this one up. We're going to put that into there and that into there. So what we get is every time the Livelink updates, which is going to be often, we're going to be getting the transform of our camera one, which is the one with the offset. We're going to be smoothing it out a little bit, just a little bit, and then applying that transform to the camera in our scene. So the last thing to get the smoothing working is we need to set the transform. So we need to set it to its new value, like so. That way the lerp is going to make work. Compile and save. So if we drag this in here, it's immediately going to go to its position in the world thanks to the Livelink. So if I sort of rotate the camera around it, or if I unlock the tilt, whoops, there we go, I can down and up. It's like really stiff. And down and up like that. So now we just need to add a camera. We can just drag a cine camera out. So that's the beauty of this setup, is it just uses a standard cine camera, so it should work with everything, like so. And then in our camera tracker, we're just going to click on the cine actor like that. And so now we have the cine actor that moves based on our tracking. Like so, and it works in the editor. I'm not in play mode. Now the last little bit few things to add. We're going to need a way to move this around the world, because I can't click and drag this because that does nothing. So what I want to do is go to basic and grab an empty actor and drag it in. We're going to call this one, there's a rename tool. We're going to call this one world root, like so. And I'm going to drag my cine camera actor and my camera tracker in there. Although I guess you don't actually have to put the cine camera in. You can leave the cine camera where it is. There we go. So like that, and now I could just pull this around to my heart's content. I can rotate it, do everything. So the reason the camera is not quite following it is that's the smoothing. So if we up this to say 20 and then do that, it's going to do it less. Or yeah, so really quick movements aren't going to work. So I don't think I can move the physical camera that quick enough for it to go out of alignment. So yeah, it's going to be a matter of playing with the values. But now, actually, it probably is best to stick the camera in the world root like that. All right, so last but not least is doing the take recorder. So if we hit the take recorder, to record this, you're going to want to add the cine camera actor and the world root, like so. And then that's it. And you don't need to add the camera tracker because we're setting a absolute value for the transform. So really, realistically, you can keep the camera outside the world root and you could still just record it like that. So if I hit record, 3, 2, 1, and then we do our camera movement. So this would be like, oh, our what someone calls it, actor or something. This is called the director calls action or whatever. We do our camera movements, and then we're going to stop. Oh, that's hitting my chair, like so. Like that. We can go to our cinematics, takes. Ta-da! And so there's our camera, but we can actually see, because it doesn't need the tracker, we can actually, this still moves by, like, independent of it. So there is no, it's just recording the camera actor. It doesn't need to record the transform. So that is how you set that one up. The next one I'm going to look at the delay, and then we're going to finish up with throwing this all into take recorder, and I've got a way of doing like a basic green screen mask as well. So thank you for that.